The real identity of Austin Theory's mystery attacker. Brock Lesnar destroys the Vision. Triple H is forced to remove Seth Rollins from WrestleMania. Logan Paul gets accused of stealing a WWE star's gimmick. Roman Reigns pays a heartfelt tribute to AJ Styles. Roman Reigns brings the WWE back on the map. The Shield could be reuniting, and much, much more. Starting with, Brock Lesnar destroys the Vision. Brock Lesnar has not been seen on WWE television since making his return at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event. However, he has been advertised to make his comeback on the February 23rd episode of Monday Night Raw. With this in mind, there is a possibility that the Beast Incarnate could reveal his plans for WrestleMania 42 upon his return. Let's take a look at what the WWE is rumored to be planning for Lesnar on Raw. Number 1. An open challenge at WrestleMania 42. Brock Lesnar currently has no storyline heading to WrestleMania 42. After making his return at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event and being unable to win the Men's Rumble match, the Beast Incarnate might announce he would be throwing an open challenge at the Show of Shows. If that happens, it would generate much anticipation for the upcoming showdown, as the WWE Universe will likely want to see who faces Lesnar at Mania 42. Number 2. In the Elimination Chamber qualifying match. After failing to win the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble match to punch his ticket to the main event of WrestleMania 42, Brock Lesnar has likely not given up on his Mania dream. Upon his return next week on Raw, Lesnar could reveal his plan to dethrone Drew McIntyre and win the undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania 42. He could then announce his participation in the Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Number 3. Challenging up-and-coming stars. This is seemingly the most interesting announcement Brock Lesnar could make upon his return next week. The Beast Incarnate could reveal that he wants to face WWE's up-and-coming stars. If that happens, in a shocking twist, the Beast Incarnate could be confronted by Gunther. This would set the stage for a dream match on the grandest stage of them all. Number 4. Taking out the Vision. The Vision's plans for WrestleMania 42 could be drastically shifted after Braun Breaker is no longer on television. The new big dog will undergo surgery for a serious hernia, which may lead to his absence from this year's showcase of the Immortals. There is a chance that Brock Lesnar's WWE Raw return could be used to set up a feud with the remaining Vision members. Lesnar may take them out and reunite with Paul Heyman permanently on the road to WrestleMania 42. Number 5. Calling out Oba Femi. Oba Femi made his main roster debut at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event. He entered the 30-man contest at number 1. Femi didn't just participate in the Rumble. He dominated it and scored 5 eliminations. One of the moments that thrilled the Riyadh audience was the face-off between Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar. Although Lesnar ultimately eliminated Femi, the latter was able to prove to everyone why he is a powerhouse by standing up to the Beast Incarnate. Given this incident, Brock Lesnar might call out Oba Femi upon his return on Monday Night Raw. He could then enter into a compelling program with the former NXT champion to open the door for a clash at Mania 42. According to Bodyslam.net, sources indicate that a match between Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar has been discussed for this year's WrestleMania at Allegiant Stadium. While not finalized, the match is on the table. Just one day earlier, Oba addressed the Royal Rumble stare-down with Lesnar during his February 11th appearance on the No Contest Wrestling podcast. He explained that the tension between him and Lesnar wasn't random. It was a test, and it worked. There's one thing to have buzz online, but a lot of times buzz online doesn't necessarily translate to what the casual crowd or the live crowd really wants. So at the beginning stages of the face-off, me and Brock knew, wait, there might be something here. They're getting louder. They're getting louder. It's rumbling. We have something. Rather than spoil the payoff, Oba said he and Lesnar made an unspoken agreement in the ring. Hold back and let the anticipation build. He added that the interaction was never meant to lead directly into a match. It was about testing the crowd. In that moment, you have that mental agreement like, yes, we know we have something, so let's not give away too much right now. We're not going to blow it on just a Rumble interaction. There's so much more that can happen there. So we'll see down the line. We have something there. It's a big money fight. It was always designed to be a teaser, just to see how people react to it. That's what a lot of wrestling is. Let's plant this seed. Let's see what the crowd does. And based off what the crowd does, that's going to be our next move. The crowd and the internet reacted big. And now, per Bodyslam.net, WWE is weighing the next step. While Dave Meltzer reported on February 3rd that the match wasn't 100%, he didn't rule it out either. That's not 100%, by the way. It could happen. I'm not saying it's not happening. I'm just saying that I was told this one's not 100%, and that was the Lesnar and Oba Femi match, Meltzer said on Wrestling Observer Radio. Triple H is forced to remove Seth Rollins from WrestleMania. WWE is moving toward WrestleMania 42. Already, the World Heavyweight Championship match is official for this year's Showcase of the Immortals, with Roman Reigns challenging CM Punk in a title bout. Moreover, Brock Lesnar's return to Raw has been officially announced, which may set up his Mania feud. Amid this, it seems Triple H has no choice but to leave a top WWE star off the WrestleMania card. There were rumors about a Rollins vs. Breakker match at this year's Showcase of the Immortals. The Visionary is expected to recover soon from his injury and will return in time for Mania. However, Braun is now seemingly off the show of shows due to a serious hernia. WWE has also confirmed this status on Raw this week. According to reports, the former NXT champion sustained the injury while flipping a table over on the Red brand. The source also disclosed that Breakker may be out for at least 12 weeks, up to 6 months. This means he is highly likely to miss WrestleMania 42. Elimination Chamber 2026 is the final PLE ahead of WrestleMania 42. As of writing, there are no reports of the game having any backup plans for the Architect amid Braun Breaker's injury. With no backup plans in place, it seems Triple H has no choice but to leave Rollins off the WrestleMania card. If this happens, WWE might also delay Seth's WWE comeback despite his full recovery. If Triple H still plans to book Rollins for Mania, he might face Bronson Reed in a singles match. Rollins and Reed have a heated history in WWE, and the game could revisit their feud after Breakker's injury. This also makes sense because Bronson Reed is also part of the Vision. When Braun betrayed the Visionary, the Tsunami accompanied him and destroyed Rollins. So the former NXT North American champion could be a perfect Braun Breakker against Seth Rollins at Mania this year. Sol Ruca is accused of being toxic in WWE. Sol Ruca has been accused of being toxic in WWE by a superstar. The NXT star has had a string of impressive performances in the ring recently. She defeated Bayley at Saturday night's main event in December, and then made it to the final 3 of the Women's Royal Rumble match a couple of weeks ago. However, the opportunities given to her have caused some friction with her tag team partner, Zarya. Zarya has expressed her displeasure at Ruca being given the chance to shine, while she has to wait. This has led to some heated confrontations between the two stars. Recently, a fan shared a clip highlighting their recent issues while also paying homage to their work as a tag team. It drew a reaction from Zarya, but it is the comment from SmackDown star Jordynne Grace that draws attention. Grace labeled Ruca toxic and said she was gaslighting her tag team partner. "Girl, she's toxic AF! She's been publicly playing in your face and gaslighting you," she wrote. The comment is odd coming from Grace, as she portrays a babyface character on the main roster. Meanwhile, the tension between Zarya and Ruca reached new heights this week on NXT. Zaruka were part of a tag team against Kendall Gray and Ren Sinclair, with the stipulation being that whoever gets the pinfall or submission will receive an NXT Women's Championship match. Toward the end of the contest, Zarya accidentally tagged Sol Ruca, who was able to get the final pinfall to earn the title shot. Recently, Sol Ruca was unhappy with WWE's booking. She entered the Rumble at number 10 and spent the second longest time in the match, going over 50 minutes. Her elimination came when she attempted a Sol Snatcher on the apron, but was unsuccessful and thrown out by Tiffany Stratton. According to a report from Fightful Select, the NXT star didn't want to perform her finisher on the apron outside the ring. Sol Ruca questioned this decision, but the idea was pushed through by the creative team. Logan Paul gets accused of stealing a WWE star's gimmick. The Maverick has been a regular part of WWE in recent months and has competed in some high-profile matches in his short stint so far. The YouTuber's in-ring ability has impressed many fans and critics, and he has been touted as the future of the business. Despite this, fans have continued to label him as an outsider and haven't really bought into him. Paul has used this to his advantage to polish his gimmick as a heel. One star who is familiar with this trajectory is The Miz. The A-lister trained Paul for his first WWE match at WrestleMania 38, where the duo teamed up to take on Rey and Dominic Mysterio. During an appearance on 6 Feet Under with The Undertaker, The Miz talked about working with Logan Paul and said he learned wrestling faster than anyone he has seen before. He showed his appreciation for how good he is, but said, "The Maverick stole his WWE gimmick. The funny part is he's doing my gimmick. My freaking gimmick. It's my gimmick and he's doing it." When he said, "Yeah, I'm an outsider," I was like, I wonder who the first outsider was. You know, I was on the real world coming to WWE when it was hard to do that. Now you're a YouTuber and we applaud it. Oh, he's in here. But our audience won't. I was like, oh man, this dude's stealing my gimmick. And he's doing a really good job of it too, he said. The Miz was part of MTV's The Real World reality show and had numerous stints on other programs before arriving in WWE. Back then, he was viewed as only a reality TV star having little to do with pro wrestling. Since signing a new full-time deal, Logan Paul has become a big part of the vision on Raw. This week's show saw LA Knight beat Austin Theory and Penta to qualify for the Elimination Chamber, and the megastar addressed the fans in Cleveland after the show went off-air. In his vlog, Logan Paul can be seen backstage in Gorilla, and he asked Triple H if he can go out there to interrupt him. The game warns him that he will be booed, but he insists on going anyway. This resulted in the former US champion cutting an unscripted promo on LA Knight and the fans. Roman Reigns pays a heartfelt tribute to AJ Styles. The Phenomenal One's retirement came as a surprise. Although AJ Styles announced that he will retire at some point in 2026, nobody expected him to hang up his boots as soon as the Royal Rumble. The Phenomenal One locked horns with Gunther on the show, with his career on the line. As usual, Styles put on an amazing display of action inside the ring. However, it was not enough to beat the ring general. Their bout ultimately ended with AJ passing out from the former Imperium leader's sleeper hold. WWE's YouTube recently uploaded a video showcasing stars' tributes to AJ Styles. In the video, Roman Reigns praised Styles for his work ethic, calling him an older video game brother. Hell of a worker, a hell of a teammate, just an older video game brother, you know what I mean? But that reflects, I think, who he is as a person, the discipline that he has, being involved in professional wrestling, being on the road, but continuing to stay true to being a family man, being a father, he said. The OTC added that he was happy to share the ring with the Phenomenal One and wished to bump into him again in the future. Just happy that I was able to make some art with him when our time, came a few years ago. It would have been cool to be able to run it back and do it again, explore new chapters of what we could do together, because there's just a, pun intended, a phenomenal chemistry there. So, big guy, have fun, be safe, brother, and we'll see you down the road, he added. In the same video uploaded on WWE's YouTube, Randy Orton paid tribute to AJ Styles. The Viper said the Phenomenal One led by example and was a great locker room leader. The Apex Predator added that he hoped AJ would keep in touch with him before thanking him for the memories. You couldn't say enough about how great he is in the ring, but when it comes to outside of the ring, what I really respect about him is the kind of husband and the kind of father he is, the kind of locker room leader he is. He definitely leads by example. He's a straight-edge, clean-living, just amazing man in general. And it was a privilege to work alongside AJ, and I hope that we keep in touch. AJ, if you're listening to this, man, I love you, buddy. I wish you the best, and thanks for the good times inside the ring and out, he added. Roman Reigns brings the WWE back on the map. Roman's appearance on the February 2nd, 2026 episode of Raw has drawn a number as big as John Cena's final appearance on the Monday Night Show. As reported by WrestleNomics, Netflix data showed 3.1 million global viewers for Monday Night Raw on February 2nd. The total watch time for the episode exceeded 5.8 million hours as well. This was a whopping increase in viewership compared with the data from the January 19th, 2026 episode of WWE Raw, when 2.5 million viewers had tuned in. Moreover, the last time the Red brand crossed the 3 million mark, the show was advertised as the first anniversary of the show on Netflix. Roman Reigns returned to the flagship show that night, following his 2026 Royal Rumble victory. The OTC spoke to the Philadelphia crowd and also had a heated promo with CM Punk, following which the two men will now face each other at WrestleMania 42 for the World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk and Roman Reigns had exchanged several verbal shots, with the Tribal Chief stating that he has hated Punk since his Shield days. However, this week on Raw, the Second City Saint said he doesn't think Reigns hates him. He said it's just a contest for supremacy and that love and hate have a very fine line. The World Heavyweight Champion said he knows how to get under the skin of Reigns. Ahead of facing the OTC at WrestleMania 42, Punk will put his title on the line against Finn Balor at the 2026 Elimination Chamber. The straight-edge superstar will be fighting on home turf, and it would be interesting to see whether he retains his belt. The Shield could be reuniting. The Shield could reunite in WWE for a particular reason. The faction consisting of Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose dominated the squared circle from 2012 until their split in 2014. They did pair up occasionally afterward and had short-lived reunions, but haven't been on the same page for a long time. With Ambrose now in AEW, a complete Shield reunion may not be on the cards anytime soon. On the recent edition of the Not Some Wrestling podcast, analyst Sam Roberts addressed a fan email suggesting that the OTC1 and the Visionary could put their differences aside to take down CM Punk due to their mutual dislike for the World Heavyweight Champion. Roberts agreed with the notion and said it could happen. I hadn't thought of it, but I think it's worth thinking about for sure. The idea that, like Seth Rollins says, he hates CM Punk. He said it's different with him and Roman. Him and Roman are brothers that do things differently, but he hates CM Punk. Roman says, "I hate CM Punk." Almost like the Shield got together and knew that they hated this guy, he said. He mentioned that their hatred for Punk could bring the rivals together, and it would be a fascinating story. Could true hatred of CM Punk be the one thing that binds Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns together? That could be a really fascinating, interesting twist on this whole thing that I would really enjoy, he added. Nikki Bella drops a retirement bombshell. It has been just a few days since Brie Bella returned and reunited with Nikki Bella. The Bella twins perform on Raw and could be going after the Women's Tag Team Championship. Amidst their chase for the titles and WrestleMania plans, Nikki has spoken about them riding into the sunset. While speaking on the Crisco Kid block party, Nikki claimed that the current run of the Bella twins is special to them. They are coming in very prepared, being the best version of themselves. Additionally, they have bought a ring in their backyard in which they wrestle daily. Nikki and Brie Bella are also watching footage of great wrestling and getting to know what they could do. Evolving as athletes now, as their personas have already peaked, they are willing to fit into this era where women are gifted. However, this rigorous training is due to this being their last run. The Hall of Famers, as stated by Nikki Bella herself, are in their final chapter, and thus they are gunning together. Their only goal now is to win the tag team titles currently held by Rhea Ripley and EIO Sky. We bought our own ring, like Brie said, watching a lot of footage, really knowing who we are, not only as our characters, but like as athletes, and pushing our limit because we know it's going to be our final. And we don't want to look back and go, gosh, what if we just trained a little harder? Or if we learned this a little better, you know? We're really studying the women because we want it to be like, yes, the Bellas are back, but it's the Bella fit in this era, and that's why they're going to be champs, Nikki Bella said on the Bella twins' last run on Crisco Kid block party. The real identity of Austin Theory's mystery attacker. WWE has been trying to keep the identity of the mystery man a secret. It seems like the sources have identified the individual dressed in all black. The year 2026 isn't off to a strong start for the Vision. Braun Breaker failed to knock CM Punk off his perch on the January 5th edition of Raw. Fast forward to the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, a masked man obliterated Braun Breaker before he could enter the match. The second-generation wrestler can't seem to catch a break, as he has now been sidelined with a hernia. During the February 6th episode of Raw, Austin Theory stepped up in hopes of making it to the Elimination Chamber in Chicago. But the black-hooded figure appeared out of nowhere to attack the member of the Vision and cost him the qualifying match. It was previously reported that the recent attacks were done to make everyone think it was Seth Rollins' doing, and why not? The man under the mask has been using the stomp to take out the Vision. However, the mannerisms and body build suggested otherwise. Rumor has it that Grayson Waller portrayed the man in the black mask at the Royal Rumble. The Australian star appears to be settling into his new role. Corey Hayes of Body Slam noted that the mystery man who showed up on WWE Raw this past week was none other than Grayson Waller. Waller and Theory are no strangers to each other, as they've worked together under the name A-Town Down Under for the better part of 2023 to 24. The duo was dissolved without any proper payoff last year. Assuming Waller is inserted into the storyline, a match with Theory could be in the works for WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. The Vision doesn't have a clear path on the road to WrestleMania 42. With Braun Breaker out of the picture, the Paul Heyman group is in dire need of a new leader. Interestingly, WWE has announced that Brock Lesnar would be returning on the Go Home episode of Raw before Elimination Chamber. The Beast Incarnate hasn't been seen since the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. Will the Oracle bring in his longtime client to deal with the mystery man? Only time will tell.